Mr. President, this is sabotage. Real sabotage of the Nigerian nation. Endangering jobs, good-paying jobs of Nigerians who are working in these refineries to produce this product. The much advertised benefit of local refining, which NNPC has used time and time again to pump all sorts of money into maintenance of Nigerian refineries. Now we have refineries that are working. And a Nigeria who believes in the future of our country at a time when the pressure on foreign exchange is so strong that the naira is plummeted every day. A Nigeria finds comfort in the words of this, in this particular paragraph, to continue to issue licenses for the importation of substandard, dangerous chemicals in the name of diesel. I agree absolutely that we need to have a strong, well-paneled ad hoc committee to carry out thorough investigation and to investigate the leadership of the institution that is responsible for issuing these licenses. Mr. President, until we begin to punish, dismiss, and prosecute people who are undermining our collective well-being, we're going to smile away. I do not believe that these are errors of the head. I believe the gentleman or gentlemen involved in this are doing it on purpose to collect rents for their pocket and undermine the economy of Nigeria. Your visit to Lagos was very well appreciated because the parliament must see what is going on in different parts of the country. So I support this motion and I plead with my colleague that in unison, we should condemn the idea of importing diesel, which many of us, we have to agree we are part of the middle or ruling class now. We all have diesels in our house. We are being poisoned by the product being imported by someone or some persons who want to enrich their pocket. So I think this is one motion that all of us should adopt unanimously and empower the committee and give them all the political backing they need to do the needful.
The Dangote Refinery started production of diesel, but he had to sell it out. He has to export it because he has to go through a process to supply, to make that supply, to make the diesel available in Nigeria. He complained that if he had known that he would go through what he has gone through, he wouldn't have started that patriotic and giant project. Yet, he said he's not the person that gives up. He clearly said that the IOCs are frustrating his efforts. Last week or so, fire caught part of the refinery. But fortunately, it has not affected the refinery so much. But coming back to my question.
Point of order.
Okay.
Point of order.
The investigation, as suggested by our colleagues, should be holistic, very holistic. And that is also to involve why somebody is producing diesel in the country and he had to go out to look for foreign market to sell the product. On the other hand, polluted or toxic diesel is being imported into the same Nigeria. These are questions that the committee should actually find out, investigate. And as my chairman suggested, those involved should actually be brought to book so that this kind of thing that is going in and killing our country should not repeat itself. That you will extend my time of contribution.
Extended.
Having said that,
the issue of oil and gas in this country is something that we should not just take as business as usual. There are quite a lot of issues in this industry. And oil today has been the live wire of our economy. Virtually every sector, when you looked at it, what happens in that industry has a lot of implication on the others. Today, you can see the spite of cancer in this country is to do with the pollution we have in this country. The pollution is too high. Notwithstanding that, if we looked at the PIA itself, the Petroleum Industry Act itself, Mr. President, there is need for the National Assembly to take and have another look at that act. The powers arrogated to somebody is enormous, that a lot of things are not going right. If we have unbundled NNPC, then some people should be held responsible for not doing what they're supposed to do. But we have unbundled NNPC, but also at the same time tie their hands and they cannot do anything. We have somebody that has been very courageous, just as the deputy leader said. Dangote established a refinery, and which is almost the biggest refinery today in the world. Nobody is encouraging him. Nothing is being done to encourage him. He has to go to the United States to buy crude oil. Our Nigerian crude oil is one of the best when it is refined. We have so many things in it. He will pay for this crude oil. He will not even get it as at when he wanted it. So what are we doing to ourselves? And we keep importing something that will kill us for the sake that few people want to make more money. So, Mr. President, my view is that it's not only to checkmate what is happening as by the importation of oil in this country, fuel in this country, but we should look at the PIA itself. We are past the PIA. Can we now tell Nigerians that, or can NNPC tell us that we have had more than $300 million investment in this country from the time that we have enacted that law to now? When a country like Gabon, Angola, are having investments coming in, even Ghana here, with over $12 billion, and nothing is coming to Nigeria. I think there is need for us to look at the PIA, make the necessary review if we want our oil and gas industry to blossom. Thank you, Mr. President.
First, it is important that we make this clear to members of the Nigerian public that the concern of the Senate in this regard, it's primarily one about our economy, because we feel that in a situation where it looks like an economy is being held by the jugular, as elected representatives of the Nigerian people, we must stand up to be able to do the needful. Primarily as well, this is also about issues that border on public health. When hazardous petroleum products are imported into a country, diesel, jet fuel, and all that, it has three significant implications. One, negative impact on public health, which by extension leads to a reduction in the lifespan of the citizens of the country whose health are negatively impacted on, especially their respiratory system. Number two, it also has significant impact on the environment. Number three, Mr. President, it's also about protection of properties. People struggle to save money to buy their cars. Some even buy these cars with bank loan. Companies struggle to buy official cars. Institutions, including government institutions, buy vehicles for official use. When, less of a quality petroleum product is used, it leads to an early, destruction of the engines of these vehicles, including also its negative impact on our industrial sector. Diesel is used to run industrial machines. So when you bring in, substandard petrol or diesel, what you're also saying is that you are killing, those industrial machines, you are killing the industrial sector. So all of these are issues of significance that make it essential for us as a Senate to holistically look into these issues. Finally, Mr. President, if we have been told as a nation that our refineries were under repair, and over $4 billion had been invested in this by government at different times, and we have been given different dates when these refineries will be up and running, and none of those dates had worked. I think it is important for us as elected representatives of the people to be able to bring NNPC and their contractors to ask the question, what is going on? When will these refineries be ready? And it's not just about completion of refineries, because that's a technical term, but come and tell the Nigerian people through us about the start-up dates for these refineries. These are issues, Mr. President, that we need to take into serious consideration.
If the intention of unbundling the NNPC was to bring in more investment, then we have failed. I think what has happened is that even the names now are confusing. You call it NMPDRA, something, whatever. The Nigerian public is totally confused. And what? Yes, Senator Warada. Senator Warada. So what Senator Sani Musa said is that even our neighboring country of Ghana gets over $10 billion to $12 billion worth of investment. But since we unbundled the names, we ended up arrogating more powers to certain individuals. But we also failed to unbundle the operators. So the same business goes. It's business as usual. 3 refineries, over $4 billion sunk into it, and different dates of commitment: September 2023, December 2023, June 2024, July. Now they are saying the 3 of them will work simultaneously. July beginning, July ending, August, everything will work smoothly. We have 5 modular refineries going on. We have the one from Dangote, and then we are issuing licenses every day. As you open newspapers, you see licenses to bring in what? Diesel, bring in fuel, bring in this, bring in that. We are not even encouraging local production. America and many other countries do everything to protect their local production in order to save jobs. So this August Assembly must rise to the occasion. And I want to thank the mover of this motion and to agree with Senator Olamileko that we may have to go into different aspects of this motion, not just doing this investigation alone, but we may have to go into even the issues of the Act, the PIA. We must look back at the PIA. We have a right as a parliament. Don't we have the right? We have the right to look back and see whether the thing is working for us or not. The prayers. I thank all my colleagues, and including those who have not yet contributed because of time. I thank you, and I know that you have the opportunity when the ad hoc committee will be meeting to make your contributions. And please, I'll urge the ad hoc committee to try to involve members of the public whenever they are sitting, and if they be, take their sittings live so that Nigerians will know that this is not about witch hunting, but it is about improving the economy of this country and saving the jobs of Nigerians. Prayer 1. Examine the pre-shipment and pre-discharge standard parameters adopted by the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Regulatory Authority with a view to uncovering loopholes, if any, exploited to get toxic cargoes into the Nigerian market. Those in support of prayer 1 say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Prayer 2. With the ad hoc committee, determine the level of compliance of the NNPCL's direct sale and direct purchase DSDP arrangements in line with the provisions of the Petroleum Industry Act, including the extent of transparency and accountability in the scheme. Those in favor of prayer 2 say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Prayer 3, with the ad hoc committee, beam searchlight, legislative searchlight, on the activities of the Petroleum Equalization Fund, including payments made to transporters in the last 10 years. Those in support of prayer 3 say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Prayer 4, inquire with the ad hoc committee from the NNPCL the state, the status of the 22 depots built by the NNPC in those days to pump petroleum products in order to eliminate road distribution of products across the country. What happened to those 22 depots? Those in support of prayer 4 say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Yes, you can have it as additional prayer, Senator Binus Yaro. But if it's something urgent, say so.
The Senate President, thank you.
I said that there is only one prayer in this motion: to set up another committee and to use all the other prayers enshrined herein as reference points, terms of reference. In other words, only one prayer. Set up the ad hoc committee, and everything embedded here will be used as terms of reference. Those in support of this major amendment as seconded by Senator Sharafaddin say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.